by saying that I'm very nervous about giving this speech. Not because I hate giving speeches. Hold on. But because I always blush and I always cry when I talk about sentimental things. So I spent the last week thinking about what I could say about Amy. I thought maybe it would be best if I was funny. But I'm only funny when I'm not consciously trying. As I went through my days thinking about our relationship and all the experiences we've had together, it turned out to be, I'm going to pause and not fucking cry. It turned out to be a great reflection on how much we have grown together. As words flowed through my mind, if they brought tears to my eyes, I scratched them off the list of talking points, which clearly worked really well. However, all those experiences are still there and speak to the depth of our relationship. If I start crying, my backup plan is Laura. Where'd she go? my interpreter, I was just going to hand this off. That's why I wrote it down. I remember when Amy and I first met. It was in 2007, and I just started working at CMD, which many of you out there worked at or still work at CMD. She came up to me after a company meeting and invited me to go to happy hour. I declined. Yes. I declined because I had to get home. Then she asked me if I would ever go. I said yes, and she said, okay, then I'll ask you again. That directness is a hallmark of Amy's personality and has been the backbone of our communication. Well, we did go out to happy hour together, many of them. We soon found out we were both coming out of challenging relationships and had daughters the same age. Our friendship quickly grew through our love and support of each other. We spent many evenings eating dinner with the kids, drinking wine, and talking late into the night about the nature of human existence and behavior, spirituality, existentialism, and tarot. We took each other's kids for sleepovers so we could have a life as grown-ups and single mothers. Our relationship was about supporting each other through change. Oh, I'm done. Oh. If it were a tarot card, it would be death, because the last 7 years have been a series of rebirths. I'm halfway through, so stick with me. Some people tend to repeat patterns in relationships. Sometimes, though, when a person has experienced a difficult relationship, they come out more in tune with their own needs. You know what it feels like on many levels when it's not quite right. If you were a tarot card, you'd be the fool on the journey back around. You would still, if you were Amy, keep moving forward, believing in love, and you would work towards building a life that brings you peace and nurtures you. This did make me cry earlier. You don't compromise for anything less than that, because let's face it, we're too old to mess around with broken relationships. So when you finally meet that person, you know, because love is easy. It's respectful and kind. That person sees your good intentions and reflects them back to you. I have actually known Brian longer than I've known Amy. When Amy first told me she had a crush on Brian, I blew it off. What were a conservative-looking guy and a paganish tattooed woman going to have in common? I knew he was really wonderful, but I just didn't put them together. I won't go into details about the night that Amy and Brian first had that spark, because Amy already wrote about it on the website. I don't know if you guys read it. It was pretty awesome. I had a crazy friend. Anyway, I will say that when it finally did happen, it was a moment of clarity and ease. It made so much sense on every level. They love good wine, good friends, good conversations. Eventually, Brian realized they loved each other. Women are much faster to realize when they have a good thing. It's all good. Amy and Brian are two of the most even-tempered people I know. When faced with challenges, they approach them with thought and kindness. They are truly a partnership, allowing each other to grow into their full selves, knowing they are loved and supported at all times. When Amy called me to tell me that he had proposed, I was so happy. I cried, of course, and was elated for days. Life is the sometimes hard, introspective, thoughtful work that leads us back to our dreams and ourselves. This wedding is a celebration of getting there and finding someone who has done their own work. someone who can meet us as an equal with love in the exact place that we are standing. This is where we are today, standing with Amy and Brian to support them as they take the next step moving forward together to continue to build a beautiful life grounded in love, respect, and peacefulness.